All right, welcome back. Can you hear me all right, chaps?
Oh yeah, you're good, man. You're coming in licking chicken, dude. Licking chicken.
All right, sometimes when I switch cameras, the sound screws up, but
No, you sound great, man.
all right, sounds good. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Scuttlebutt Podcast. I'm here with Combat Chaps and Mario Fields. How you guys doing?
Hey, I'm
So,
doing
Fantastic.
great.
before we get started, I want to thank all of our Patreon members and everybody that supports us, our show sponsors. We have a new sponsor coming up April 1st, the VFW Post 12206, Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
That's right.
I want to thank you guys.
Best post in Tennessee. That's right.
What we do here is, it's not our goal to make money off of people's war stories. So what I did is I went ahead and turned this into a nonprofit, and now we send people to sporting events on our dime. As a matter of fact, it's taken off. Our very first Butts in the Seats will be on Thursday
Nice.
morning when the show's. Sending a guy and his handicapped brother to the Chicago Cubs home opener up in Chicago. They live in Detroit. So it's awesome to watch this thing come together and actually be able to send people to a sporting event. It's great. So before we get started with Mario Fields' story, did you have anything for us, chaps?
Yeah, you guys. On Wednesday is the Vietnam Veterans Celebration at the Fountains in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. As you know, March 29th is Vietnam Veterans Day. So we are here to celebrate the guys that came before us. My uncle, my dad, he was a Vietnam era, but my uncle was Signal Corps in Vietnam, second lieutenant, 69 to 71. We've got that going on. We've got a golf tournament coming up April 29th for the Tennessee VFW Foundation. Those are the big things coming up. So I'm just going to keep it short because I want to hear what Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, just kidding, not yet. He's almost Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps. Sergeant Major Mario Fields, who is a fellow 3A warrior, same as myself. I want to hear his story.
So if I'm assuming correctly, you're still active duty?
No, Richard. I transitioned out about 4 years ago, and I'm enjoying every second of the veteran life, man.
I got you.
I just call him Sergeant Major because he's earned that title to be called Sergeant Major for the rest of his life.
Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps coming up, so I just didn't know if you're actually in the running.
Yeah, I'm too short, Richard. They wouldn't have got me, man. At 5'2", they'd be like, Mario, just go home.
Hey, wasn't he a short guy?
Yeah, sorry. Lee was. I mean, not Estrada. Lee
not
was.
Estrada.
Estrada's probably about 5'9", 5'8", 5'9".
He's short. He's a shorty. Shorty.
So where are you from originally before you joined the Marine Corps? Where'd you grow up?
Believe it or not, from Michigan.
Yeah. Hey,
oh, no way. Hey. Nice.
I couldn't wait to tell you that, man.
Oh my God, it's on. God, we get the best guests on this place, man.
From Michigan. I am born and raised in Michigan. You know where Auburn Hills, Pontiac area? Yeah. Born and raised in Auburn Hills, went to Pontiac Northern High School. Now it's called Pontiac High School.
No way.
Yep.
I was born and raised in Dearborn.
Yeah, Dearborn. Yeah, so right. Yeah, Dearborn. You got Pontiac, you got the UP. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of the UP, man, the Munising High School just won the state championship in basketball this week. That's where my mom was from. Small town in the UP. They actually won a state championship. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's probably rare.
It's very rare. It's the first time they've ever been to it and they won it. So
yeah, Michigan, man, you got to go Michigan. And my dad didn't believe in snowblowers. He said, I got boys.
Sounds about right.
Mario, are you a Detroit Lions fan? Just as a big fan, just like Fleek is.
Hey, I'm still loyal, man. Even when they had the garbage bag, the paper bags. Remember that?
Yeah.
I'm still a Detroit Lions fan.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, I started a nonprofit with the money that this show makes, and I'm in the talks with the Detroit Lions to buy season tickets for next year.
Wow, that's awesome. You got that's great. They needed to. I mean, you guys know what happened to Michigan when the auto industry went to crap.
Yeah.
It really hurt us.
Yeah, especially like the Pontiac area. They took a big hit.
Decimated Flint, Pontiac. Pontiac has never recovered from that. I mean, they're starting to, of course, but it's not the same.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There's some great times back then, man.
Yeah, it was. It was fun. I mean, we go to Detroit, go across the Windsor Bridge, over
Windsor Bridge. Oh my! Joe Baker used to talk about that all the time. To go to Windsor, because when we had a '96, he would go to Windsor, and he was 18 years old, and he would drink his face off in Windsor.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm calling you out, Joe Baker.
Yeah. Well, in Michigan, you had to be 21 years old to drink. If you go over to Windsor, I think the drinking age was 18
Canada, right?
Yeah. It was like 18.
Yeah, 18 years old. You go over there.
Go over there and get smashed and then come back.
I don't think it's so easy doing that anymore.
All
the security they have at the border.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think you can't even really do that in the military no more. I mean, back in the day when we were in base, base was safe.
God, I can't wait to talk that with you, Mario, because what is going on with our Marine Corps?
Yeah, base was safe. You tell people just get back to base and you're safe.
And you're safe.
Yeah, base was safe. Not anymore. I'd say, hey, if you had too many, don't come back.
Yeah, don't come back. That happened to a couple of our 3A guys. They got hit up at the gate.
Yeah, tell them call me, call your mama, call somebody, but don't try to come back. Like we'll pick you up, we'll dust you off, we'll find a ditch. We'll sleep you.
Don't call Gunnery Sergeant Preston Lambert because he will kill you.
Right? Don't come back.
So when do you go into the Marine Corps? 18?
Yeah, I was 18. I depped in at 17. And then I went in at about 90 days after turn 18, chaps.
MOS?
Yeah, I came in as a unit diary clerk, man.
As a what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check this out. Check this out. No lie, man. True story. Check this out. When I came in, I wanted to be a combat engineer because I wanted to blow stuff up.
Yes.
I was like, I just want to blow stuff up. Sergeant Bowler, if he's listening, my recruiter, he's now retired. And I said, hey, all I want to do is I just want to go in the Marine Corps for 4 years and just blow stuff up. And when I went to the Detroit MEPS, first of all, when I went to the Detroit MEPS, the dude, he was like, where you from? I was like, Pontiac. So he's like, you smoke weed, don't you? And I was like, nah, man. He's like, yeah, you don't lie to me. You want to join the Marine Corps, you from Pontiac. You do a lot of drugs. I was like, good Lord.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man, I would never forget it. I was like, I just want to blow stuff up. Like, I want to join. And he was like, nah, the time you're trying to ship 1371s ain't open. So we're going to send you as an 0131, and we're going to give you a 6-year contract. He was like, now get out of my face.
0131. That's like legal admin, right?
No, that's unit diary clerk. They got rid of him in like 97.
Wow.
What year did you go to DEP?
I went in 93, Richard.
93. All right.
Yeah. Man. So I went back home. I went back home and I was like, my dad was like, you still want to join? And I had a pride because dad was like, you made a decision. Then you be a man about it. So inside, I was like, I told my mom, I said, I don't want to join no more. I said, 6 years. Dang, that's a long. I said, that's a long time. She said, okay, I agree with you, but you got to break it to your father. And I was like, I guess I'll go to boot camp.
So how many years did you have in altogether?
I did just over 26.
26.
Holy shit.
And you worried about 6 years.
That's crazy, isn't it? I mean, I was 17, man. You're talking about 6 years. Yeah. And I didn't know what the hell a unit diary clerk. I didn't know what that was. They just showed me a brochure with a dude with an afro and on an old typewriter from like 1850. You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, so what is that? They was like, don't worry about it. You just earn the title, you know, and do your 6. Like it's a prison term. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Pretty damn close. Pretty damn close.
Well, if you think about it, when you're 17 years old, 6 years is like a third of your entire life.
Yeah, and I'm 5'2", so it's probably like 2/3, Richard.
What was your swim qual?
You know what's funny, chaps? You know what part I kept failing?
What?
You ready for this? The easy part.
Really?
Yeah. My senior drum sergeant, he was so mad at me, man. He was like, Fields, he was like 30. I was like private soldier, dude. I was like 30. He's like, God dang it, you're failing the easy part. And it's the part back in the day where you had to take the Alice pack and you had to flip it on your chest and float backwards.
Oh God.
Yep. And dude, they didn't make stuff for short people. They didn't, man. It was that Vietnam era type equipment. It just didn't fit. And man, I would jump in, barrels in my mouth, freaking Kevlar's in my throat. And I could never get the pack on my chest to float. So I would just sink and look up and wait for the diver to come in.
God.
I would just be at the bottom of the pool looking up going, okay.
Sorry. That was really fucking funny.
I'm not making this stuff up, man. Y'all knew who y'all was having coming on the show, right?
Oh yeah. Man, you know, swim qual's changed a little bit since 93, Sergeant Major.
Well, you know, I had to requal. so I swam. I mean, because you know, sergeant majors, just because you're a sergeant major, you still got to jump in the pool. You know, a lot of people think, you know, you get promoted to sergeant major general and
you don't have to do shit anymore.
Yeah, no, I went through the dunk tank, man, the helo dunker.
Yeah.
I was doing all that stuff. 3.8. I'm in the pool.
Oh wait. Yeah, you went to Virginia with us, right?
Yeah. I went up to Fort Pickett, AP Hill.
Fort AP Hill, Pickett. Were you on the mule with us? The 22nd?
I did the 26.
So that was, what year was that?
So I did the 26. Your previous guest, he was with 2.7. I did I was BLT 3.8, went 3.5, relieved 2.7, and we came in with 3.5 in Sangan. We were under Sangan.
Oh yeah, okay.
We came in from the mute.
Damn. I know a lot of guys who were on that mule. Yeah. I'm Facebook friends. I think they're coming to the reunion too, by the way, which I hope you're coming to the reunion in August, Mario.
So I'll tell you, man, right now schedule's, clearing out, but next year, we're good. Like I said, you'll see, we'll be taking some selfies together.
Okay. Hey, and I want to be on that 3.8 podcast on March 8th next year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, let's do a joint. Yeah. Matter of fact, let's do it like
yes. I think we should do it. Yeah, doing a joint. That's a great idea.
Already done, man.
Okay, good to go.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to mute yourself because you won 3.8, but you were on the Nimitz. No, the Carl Vincent. Sorry, Carl Vincent.
Well, I saw that, Richard. So I was on CVN 70. I was on the George Washington.
The George Washington?
Yeah. I was a Mardette George Washington back in 97.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah, so I got a little battle E, man. Every time people saw me with a battle E, it's like, you prior Navy? I was like, no, I ain't prior Navy. I mean, nothing against the Navy.
Right.
my wife is a Navy veteran. A lot of people forget that.
For real?
Nicole's a Navy veteran.
Your wife's a Navy vet? I didn't know that.
Yeah, we got the blue-green team, man.
Nice. Yeah. What did she do in the Navy?
She was a yeoman at VT 86 where the Blue Angels, where the Blue Angels practice and all of
That's cool.
That's where she was at.
Well, the guy you're talking to, the host, was a yeoman on the Carl Vincent.
Yeah, I was the
back in the 80s.
I was the Air Boss's yeoman.
Air Boss, yes. Carl Vincent, isn't that CVN 70?
Yes, sir.
Yes, CVN 70, or is it CV 70?
CVN.
CVN, yeah, nuclear, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with those floating cities.
Yeah, they're massive, man.
Well, how many MEUs did you go on? Like in your 26 years, how many MEUs did you go on?
Let me see. So
Probably
I
a lot.
you know what? I love Muse, man.
Me too. Thank you. Me too.
I love. Hey, man, I wouldn't want no other way than deploy with a Muse. It's like Jello. You know, it's like Jello. You wake up and you can't even squeeze it. You know. Maybe it's because we're, Marine Corps recruit to adrenaline junkies. You know, the Marine Corps don't go to a high school to be like, so what do you do? I play chess, man. Nah, you can't be no devil dog, man. You had to get out the way. How about you, man? I like to knock people out. I like to surf on my mom and dad's van down I-75. Or you make a good Marine.
You from Pontiac? You smoke weed? What?
Hey, enlist. But Muse, Muse, you got to be ready for anything. Anything from an HADR mission to a VBSS. I mean, you name it. To like we did, to you have to overnight. You're in Djibouti because I had weapons company. So it's like,
nice.
Yeah, man, my CO was like, you're like 1,800. He was like, hey, first, sorry, I hate to do this to you. I was like, what's up, sir? He's like, hey, y'all got to be in the well deck tomorrow at 4:30. I'm like, okay, for what, sir? Y'all going to Djibouti.
The well deck.
I said, whose booty? I mean, I couldn't spell it. I'm like, what? I said, sir, don't mess with me. Whose booty are we going to?
Dude, seriously, I'm gonna have coffee come out my nose. That was funny. Damn.
He's a lieutenant colonel. Now he'll tell you. He was like, no, it's a real place, first sergeant. It's called Djibouti, Africa. He was like, and I can't tell you the details because I don't know the details. He's like, but weapons company, we got to get off. So I had to take weapons company, me and the XO, and like 8 hours later, we on LCAX, whole weapons company.
To Djibouti.
Djibouti.
The booty.
I hear it's a real beautiful place to visit too.
Actually, Camp Lemonade is. It's 11
Camp Lemonade.
Camp Lemonade. Hey, have you ever been 11 degrees?
Oh, God.
They had a little club called 11 degrees.
Who was the battalion commander for that MEU?
For us, now Brigadier General Farrell J. Sullivan.
Sullivan? Oh, shit. I heard he was badass, man.
I love that, man. Farrell J., if you somehow get a hold of this, you and General Odom, I would come back on active duty for 2 seconds for you. Yeah,
dude, I got a funny story about Odom. All right. I'm coming back from AP Hill and Fort Pickett. All right. And then we go to recruiting duty. I come back from recruiting duty. They are at AP Hill and Fort Pickett. I don't know. They did a change of command with Sinclair. I didn't even know. I didn't get the message. Nobody told me. So me and Sergeant Brosco were out in front of the old COC, the old 3-8 COC. We got our hands in our pocket, no cover on, smoking cigarettes. And these two gentlemen come up to us. One's got a Hitler mustache, who is AKA Sergeant Major Bradford. And then you knew exactly who I was talking about. And the other guy, he had his pack on his chest. I was like, what's up? Like, we're both like, hey, what's going on, guys? And it turns out to be Lieutenant Colonel Odom. I was like, shit. I was up in Bradford's office in about 5 minutes.
I'm pretty sure, Dave about 6'5". Me and Dave still friends, man. We still talk.
Sergeant Major Bradford?
Yeah.
All right, you tell him that I no longer have the yellow lab that he loved so much when I had the dog on base, by the way.
Dave, I love Dave. But
tell him Corporal Farr says hi.
I sure will. Me and General Odom talk. Me and General Odom talk all the time, man.
Matt Sinclair said he was a really cool guy. He went to VMI too, right?
Yeah, I think so. I ended up being his regimental sergeant major, 4th Marine.
Shut up.
Nope. He took over 4th Marine Regiment, Camp Schwab, and I ended up getting selected to be his sergeant major at 4th Marine Regiment.
No way.
Dave Odom, me and at the time Colonel Odom, 10 infantry battalions. We did Murph D in Australia. We deployed and we were together that whole time. Man, that regiment was so motivated, man.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, did you ever, were you at 3-8 when Berger was battalion commander?
No. I got to 3-8. Berger left. General Berger left. I got to 3-8 when
Neary?
When Odom took, so Leary was there, and then Odom took over.
Okay, yeah.
So I got there right when General Odom took over.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Yeah, well, see, because I left. That was May of 2008. I was gone. I was out.
Yeah.
I took terminal leave. They're like First Sergeant Flynn Barnes. Do you remember him?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Dude, he was a PT stud.
Hey, what's going on? Who's shooting at me?
Yeah, he told me, he's like, Far, I'm going to keep your re-enlistment until the last day. I'm like, First Sergeant, I'm out of here. See ya.
Hey, Barnes, hey, y'all grunts crazy. Y'all crazy.
Dude, do you know that we did a helo package, a heavy one in Virginia, and First Sergeant Flynn Barnes had his weapon, his barrel was pointed up in a helo.
That's
I was like,
First
Sergeant, you got to turn it around. You can't have it up like that.
Oh, okay. Y'all cool. All right. Good dude, dog. Light voice, like good, like he said, stud. But he was funny as hell. I would talk to him. I said, dog, I just like to talk to you if I'm having a bad day. Yeah, Fields, man. We's on a 46 and weapons. Like, dog.
Dude, he put me in charge of the fat bodies when I was getting out.
Oh my God.
He's like, Far, go make them run. I'm like, okay, sure. Thanks, First Sergeant. I'll go do that. No problem.
And then Barnes would fall asleep on me.
Yep.
He
didn't do any of his work. All he wanted to do was PT. He did not want to NJP anyone. Nope. He didn't want to do his First Sergeant job. I love him, but all he was about was PTing, man.
Hey, Richard Barnes, you can have a phone call come in and say that Lance Corfield just robbed the whole base. Barnes would be like, man, it's gonna mess up my run, man. Yeah, Fields, just go police call. Go police call Jacksonville, Fields, and we'll be all right. Let me just get this run in.
Hey, Flynn Barnes, if you're watching this, we apologize.
Hey, Barnes be talking to me because I took over for him. Man,
you took over for, oh my God, you took over for Flynn? Holy shit.
Yeah, weapons, man. And I took over and I was like, hey man, is there anything else I need to know? He's like, dog, you good, man? No, and I'm a prior drill instructor, but I'm like, dog, we're not on the drill field first. So I mean,
you were a drill sergeant too. When were you on the field?
Yeah, I was on the drill field from 99 to 2000 from July of 1999 to January 2003, man.
Oh man, I just missed you by like a year. Damn.
Yeah, I was down there just crushing. I mean, training recruits
with only 3 phases back then, because now they have 4 phases.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, it was 3 phases, man. First, second, and third, and then they graduated.
Were you what battalion were you a drill instructor over?
Look, chaps. Well, the ones who made it. But no, I was 2nd Battalion Echo Company.
I was 2nd Battalion Fox Company 2081.
Right next door.
Right next door.
Hey, Mario, I have a hypothetical question for you.
I love hypotheticals.
All right, so
I'm your host, Mario P. Fields.
So you have a bunch of junior Marines. You're on a MEU. What would you do to your junior Marine if you took a chem light and threw it overboard?
What would I do?
Yeah.
I would, the way, I'll be honest with y'all. Believe it or not, one of my idols was Samuel L. Jackson. I would just be like,
see, and Mario, he's actually talking about me, because that's what I did on the 2-2 MEU. Was my Marines would come up to me and they would pay me money, and I would throw chem lights so we could go back to berthing.
Oh, like I told you. Oh yeah, could I do a man overboard?
Man overboard. Yeah, that's right.
But I wasn't that yelling type of guy. I didn't do that stuff, man. As a if I yelled, and it was rare as a senior enlisted, it was because y'all just brought a donkey outside of the barracks. Y'all kidnapped the giraffe from Africa. Like, what? Come on, man. Why y'all kidnapping giraffe? I'm just being facetious. But yeah, I mean, that's what I did the majority of the time. And when something happened like that, Richard, I would just sit in my office. And when they would come in, I said, don't report. I mean, why, that ain't going to change anything. And I always had a ginger ale. It did. I made it, and if Junior Marines did something like that, I would start calling them by their first name, and I make them call me by my first name. So I'd be like, so Chris.
Oh God.
Yes, Sergeant Major. Don't call me Sergeant Major, man. You call me Mario, because evidently we need to get you out. So let's get ready to transition. So.
That's funny.
I said, you want to get me upset? Start calling me by my rank. So now I'm sitting next to him. So, Chris, tell me, man, what went through your mind, man? What went through your mind? And when we go around the ship in the base, I'll be like, yo, Chris, you better be like Mario.
Damn, man.
That's some funny shit, man.
That's Mario. You should. Hey, if the podcasting thing, doesn't take off any more than it already has, you could definitely go join Bobby Henline and open up for Bobby as a comedian.
So here's the hidden secret. I've always been a natural comedian in my family. Yeah, I'm and God bless the Vietnam vets. I can't wait till March 29th. So my uncle did 30 years. He retired in 89. Master Gunny Fields. Yep, he's in Pendleton, and he's in his 80s now. But so I'm the second Fields Marine. Of course, I was belligerent. I went Sergeant Major, but every time we had a family reunion, chaps, people would go, Mario, you the funniest Fields that has ever existed. How in the hell? So I just kind of But yeah, behind the scenes, dude, I can go to LA to the Laugh Factory and just have a blast. That's why I love TikTok.
Yeah.
Nice.
TikTok is freaking funny.
I can show my humor a lot on TikTok and on Instagram. I do it a lot with my wife and stuff. So, but on Instagram and TikTok, people see a lot more of the humor side.
Yeah. How do we find you on TikTok?
Yeah, you just kind of open a window and now just mess with you.
But is it just called Mario Fields or?
Yeah. If you just, I'm like the only Sergeant Major, and oh, by the way, I just got on TikTok like 15 days ago.
No way.
So when I created the handle, I didn't know. So when I created the handle, I created Sergeant Major Mario P. Fields. And then the young man, Joey Nguyen, by the way, I give a shout out to Joey Nguyen out in SoCal. He's got like 20,000 subscribers. But Joey, he was like, hey, Sergeant Major, good job, man. You grew like thousands of followers in like seconds. I'm like, is that normal? He's like, hell no. He was like, but you need to kind of change your handle. And I was like, what's up? And he's like, that's too long. I said, I don't know. And then I got an alert that said you got 30 days. I said, well, Joey, I got to wait for 30 days. He said, well, let's just wait it out. So my handle long as hell, man. It's Sergeant Major Mario P. Fields. I didn't know, man. I just dropped videos and shorts. And
I thought maybe he was going word like maybe your rank was going to be an issue.
No, you know what? You go on my page, you'll see. Because again, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. It takes time to grow followers and all the stuff on TikTok. And I was at 1,000 followers in like 4 days.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm almost at 3,000 now. It's been 14 days.
Damn.
Dude, it took me like a month to get that with my Instagram. Jesus, man, they must really like you, Mario.
Well, because I mean, let's be honest. Because my boy Sergeant Major Bull, it's not a lot of senior enlisted that that are unarmored. You know, that are transparent.
The unarmored. By the way, that unarmored podcast you got is amazing. Awesome.
I appreciate it. Hey, yours is amazing. I mean, you guys in 2022. Come on, you guys got wonderful recognition. You're about to go over 2 years this year, July the 5th or something like that.
July 5th would be 2 years.
Damn, man, how come he knows that better than like some of our other freaking? Never mind. I'm not going down that road. Damn, good job, Mario. Thank you.
You know what, chaps? Because you know, a lot of people don't know this. Did you know, man? I did recent research, brother. Did you know that like 75% of podcasts don't even last 12 months?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's worse than small businesses.
Right. Yeah.
Wow, Fleek. I guess we're doing okay, huh?
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
We don't. We don't put it out anywhere. We just kind of like start putting episodes out, but we don't promote it or anything. So everything that we have is just organically just going, just word of mouth. So,
and you're and Mario, you're are you with who's promoting you besides Parade Deck?
I guess all the guests. I don't know. I kind of stayed away from sponsors a little bit for me. And the reason why I did it is because it was hard for me to find a sponsor that had the same shared values.
Yeah.
It was. And, on Armored Talk, man, you've seen some of those episodes. Some of those episodes, matter of fact, I got one coming up. I got to put a trigger alert. Because it's, April is child abuse awareness month. Yep. And the young lady we recorded about 2 weeks ago. And I mean, man, she brought things up I would have never, ever imagined. Like I would have never thought.
Yeah.
So for me, it's always been a challenge to find kind of sponsors align. So I just kind of went away from the sponsors and let the Parade Deck and then the guests and then all my social media platforms kind of do the promotion.
Yeah, I'm with
you. Dude, you're I mean, I'm amazed, man. You're all over the place, and I don't know if I'm trying to be like you because I'm all over the place too, but that's because I have a squirrel brain. And I only made it to E4. Like I did 04 to 08, boom, done. That was it. I wish I had stayed in because I would have been the saltiest master guns ever.
You would have been probably one of those, you would have, just my belief, I believe you would have been one of those master gunnies that the Marines knew you loved them. Like the Marines knew, like Master Gunny is for us, and we when we started losing that.
Did you ever, speaking of that, did you ever know a Master Gunnery Sergeant Van Horn?
Mm-mm.
He was 3/8 Master Guns, and dude, that guy, he was like, I don't know, 55 years old. He didn't PT. He didn't go on the rifle range. He didn't go to the gas chamber. He just sat at his desk and drank coffee. He was the saltiest motherfucker I've ever met in my entire life. Excuse my language, guys. I'm sorry, but he was salty.
But I bet you knew he loved you. Like no matter what, if he'll take care of you, like you didn't.
He did. He's like, I'd report to him. He's like, "What's up, Far? What do you need?" I was like, "Hey, Master Guns, this is what I need. I need a rifle range. I need a swim qual, and I need this." He's like, "Okay, you got it. You're good."
Yep.
And that was my third year. I mean, that was my last deployment. I was the training NCO for the 2-2 MEU, so I had to go. I was the liaison between my XO and Master Guns, and the Master Guns can get anything done. Those guys are like gods.
Man, when I had units, brother, no matter what, when I was, especially like when I was at 3rd Marine Expeditionary Brigade, and then I had the MEF headquarters group, and it like 20, 30 Master Gunnies at Cherry Point when I had Mush 2, again, 20, 30 Master Gunnies. I told them, I say, hey, here's the deal, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, hey, here's the deal. And I'm keeping it real. damn, I'm not a rapper, but that sounds kind of like a rap.
That's pretty good.
But I told
That's
him,
pretty good.
and I meant and chaps, I meant it from my heart. I said, here's the deal. You can fire the sergeant major. The unit's okay. You start firing the master gunnies and the junior folks, we're going to have some turbulence. So what do y'all need from me? And I'm not joking. And they said, you know what, Fields? You know what, Mario? When we need you, we'll let you know. I said, okay. And that's how I roll, man. Because I said, you can fire the sergeant major. That unit, y'all good. You can get another. Hey, you can put a monkey in there and teach them. We'll be all right. But you fire the master gunny, man, you start getting rid of the junior Marines and the master gunny, we're going to have some major issues. That was just that's how Barrio P rolled.
I have a question.
That's awesome.
I have another question. When you were a junior Marine, did you ever have any issues with racism? Have you ever seen any racism issues in the Marine Corps?
No, you know what? So it's funny you mentioned that. When I really experienced sexism and racism up close and personal. I don't know if you're ready for this. I don't know if you might want to get a sip of your beverage. Hey, cheers, gentlemen. You might want to get a cheers. Get a sip of
cheers.
It. I got Woodford Reserve because I'm celebrating. I'm on with some amazing veterans, and again, we just had another milestone. Right before I retired.
What?
Full bird colonel.
Oh, shit.
Right before I retired. 180 days before I retired was my first up close and personal experience with racism and sexism as a sergeant major on his way out.
Did you do anything about it?
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna tell y'all what I did, and I still got a copy of it in my safe. I told him I'm sending an IG complaint to the Department of Defense. I did IG Headquarters Marine Corps, and then I did DOD IG. I wrote on that sucker, I want y'all to interview me with him in the room.
Did they?
No, hell no, man. They was like, all right, sorry, man. You're approved for retirement. Man, I still want to. Yeah. And I told him to his face. I said, Colonel, I said, sir, the way you treating this battalion commander, calling her your work wife in front of her officers in this battalion.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dog. I said, and the thing is, I had just got done working at the GO level. And then I said, no, I'm retiring. So they were like, you don't want to slay? I said, nah. They were like, so, my son had some medical issues. They were like, are you okay with going back to work for a lieutenant colonel and then retire? I said, I don't care if I was working for a lieutenant. I'm cool. I said, I'm good. I don't get wrapped around the rank stuff. So I went back and worked for a lieutenant colonel. So the colonel at the regiment, they thought that I was like a junior sergeant major. I'm like, I got 8 years just wearing this rank. And don't take it, the wrong way, Colonel. And I served at the Pentagon. I'm like, you're just a colonel. I'm like, we was in DC, you would be making decaf coffee. So don't get too full of yourself, Colonel. I'm like, I'm gonna respect you, but I'm not gonna respect, and I'm not gonna turn a blind eye of the way you treating this female lieutenant colonel, the way you treat some of these sick, ill, and injured Marines. And the way what you said, like, I don't subscribe to that stuff, man. My integrity ain't for sale, my friend. I'm like, there's one thing I own is my reputation, and I ain't letting you take it.
Right.
And he would threaten me. He's like, I always want people to retire with dignity. I said, and I always want people to retire with dignity too. and guess who ended up retiring with dignity? Ladies and gentlemen, now retired Sergeant Major Mario P. Fields. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Been a ride, wonderful year. And he got fired.
He did.
Yeah, he got relieved.
Oh, nice.
Oh, God. Good. I'm glad.
He got relieved. He did not retire with dignity. So that was my first up close. And I tell you, Richard, it was the first time I was that close to see what sexism and racism really looks like.
Yeah.
And it was brutal on my commander. And I felt so bad for her husband. And I just said, look, ma'am, I'm on my way out. And I worked hard for my reputation. I said, what's the worst this man's going to do to me? Make me 5'2", shave my head, and tell me he's giving me an adverse for being courageous? I said, you sit back. Let me work this.
Yeah. So the reason I ask is because not too long ago, like one generation ago, colored people weren't even allowed to fight. You know, Doris Miller, he was in the Navy, and when Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, and he jumped up on a turret and just started shooting. He ended up earning the Medal of Honor, but he could have very easily been NJP'd and kicked out of the Navy for jumping up in there and grabbing that weapon, which is insane to me.
Yeah, so a lot of folks don't know. No, Richard, great point. A lot of folks don't know. I worked at the Marine Corps Museum, so I helped them.
You did?
Yeah, I helped them. Yeah, with Colonel Ripley.
What? Wait, the one in Triangle, Virginia?
Hey, the old museum in the Washington Navy Yard.
Okay.
No, hold on. Right down the street from 8th and I, we closed it down to open up the new one off I-95.
Yeah. McClam, when he was our CEO, you know Reggie, right?
Yeah, Reggie McClam, yeah.
Who's now the commanding officer of TBS.
Yeah. So
yeah, he was my CEO. He took us to the museum. We got kicked out of Ton Tavern because we fucking drank all the alcohol there.
Yeah. So you I would have done the same. But Richard, going to your point, that's why I started learning. When I was at the museum, I was a gunny. I would stand duty. Like I didn't have to, but I would stand duty, but I would read. And when I started reading about when the blacks, Marine Corps was last to integrate, and that's when they stood up Camp Johnson, and then how the commandant, at the time, General Holcomb, I mean, it's in the museum, and he came out, he was essentially like, hey, here's the deal. Congressman Jones, thank you so much for giving me this chance to speak. I appreciate your tie looks good, by the way. But here's the deal. Marine Corps is in good health and standards. Unlike the other branches of service, we're doing just fine. Man, this integration thing, I can't even spell it. I would rather, he did. I'm putting some humor into it, but I would rather, take, one white over two, I'm exaggerating, but he was like, essentially, I would rather take one white Marine over 5,000 black Marines in the commandant. So when I read that on duty, I put myself in that position. And I said, dang, man, how would I feel if the current commandant, and at the time it was like General, it was Sergeant Major Carl Kent at the time. And General.
Oh God, Sergeant Major Kent?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I remember seeing his picture too.
Yeah, Sergeant Major. And me and him still chatted up. But I was like, I just imagined, what if I was just, we had a formation or whatever. And somebody said, hey, did you hear about what the commandant just said? No. Commandant said he would take, 500 or two white Marines. Then he'd take 1 million black, bald, short dudes or whatever. But the resilience of the Montford Pointers. And I had a chance right before I got sick to actually go to Atlanta, Georgia. There was 800 people in that audience, and they had one of the original Montford Pointers there.
Wow.
Yeah, there's pictures on Facebook.
I met three of them. I went to a graduation at Paris Island, and I was very lucky and honored to meet 3 Montford Point Marines, and I hugged them and shook their hand.
Yeah, 3 of them. So Richard, I didn't directly experience any direct racism until I was about to retire. And the only reason why I drew fire, you're right, the only reason why the 240s came on me.
Pick him deep.
The Harmar Law, baby. Anglico, the naval gun.
That's right.
Turn the battle group. Here comes some subs. But the reason why, is because I was the one that stood in between him and her. And, you know, and I just said, hey, here's the deal. I got 180 days left. I've served, you name it. I've even motivated roaches in the barracks. You know, right. I've earned my reputation, sir. And I am not going to leave the Marine Corps knowing that my integrity is in jeopardy. So once I like what they up, I'm up. They see me, I'm down.
Oh my God! Please don't do that again. Turkey Peak.
Oh man, Richard, that's when. And you know it. And my thing is, and I have Christian beliefs. So my thing is, I got a solid soul.
Oh,
like,
man.
you know, yeah, I'm grounded. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna pray, and I'm not gonna try to figure this out. I'm gonna let God figure it out.
Right. Yeah.
There's one thing I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna go, well, ma'am, you know, ma'am, I'm retiring. So it's like, I hope you make it.
Hey, and you are making it. Wait, by the way, Mario, I just saw on Facebook that you are Unarmored is going to a golf tournament somewhere.
So I am actually the founder of Still Serving Incorporated.
Yes.
So I am actually the founder and executive director of that nonprofit, which we're just shy of 5 years in running.
Okay.
So that's why when you go on my YouTube channel, you know, the YouTube channel, when you see me promote, hey, great job on the views and stuff, it's because it's generating funds. Every time someone watches anything, it's generating funds that gets donated to Still Serving. So this is our when I post, I say Still Serving, so I separate myself from it. But I'm actually the founder. So this is the second annual charity golf tournament up in Greenville.
Well, give me the. I'll go and get the information. I want to sponsor a hole. Maybe TSP can sponsor a hole. I'm putting the cart before the horse. I gotta actually talk to Richard about that. But I personally would like to sponsor a hole.
Hey, I would like the same thing. You know, once we get off, send me the link so I can sponsor a hole for you guys for your April 29th. But
Yeah.
the cool thing, so hey, you guys are getting this, you know, this Unarmored. The cool thing about the way I'm doing this, that's why I said more details coming, is actually you're going to be able to sponsor certain items for the seniors to get a gift bag at the luncheon. So
good to go.
Yeah, so it'll be like pad folios. Would you like to sponsor pad folios or sponsor ink pens or sponsor things that they're going to need to transition out either to the skilled trades industry or the academic, you know, pathway? Yeah, man.
Yeah. Damn, dude, we got to talk, man. I know we've got our tournament, but we got our big one. I mean, I know we got our thing on the 29th. Now, where do you live again right now, currently?
I'm in Jacksonville, man.
You're where?
I'm in Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, Florida, or Jacksonville, North Carolina?
North Carolina.
Oh, shit, man. I'll be there on the 8th. I'm going to the IW hike in Jacksonville on the 8th of April.
I'm right here in Jacksonville, man.
So Tory Kitchen, First on Kitchen then.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lives in Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's a whole matter of fact, we have this group called the Gray Beards.
The Gray Beards.
And part of the requirements, you got to have a little salt and pepper in your beer. I was like, okay, all right. I was like, hey, Rich, I was like, okay, because I know I don't look my age. So I'm like, okay, I got, all right. But
how old are you?
I turned 48 on May 6th, man.
Oh my dude, he's 3 years older than me. But and you look so much better than me, Sergeant Major. Holy shit.
You look like a soup sandwich.
I do look like a soup sandwich. Thank you.
Hey, we need to change his call sign.
Yeah. Hey, I'll do that for the next episode. Chaps and soup sandwich.
Hey, combat soup chaps.
Combat chaps and soup sandwich.
Yeah. Hey, soup or salad? Soup or sandwich?
Salad sandwich. Yeah. Super salad. Oh my God. Hey, Mario, I was an 0331 before I was a chaplain, right?
Oh yeah. Trust me, I did my research. I knew you.
Okay, all right. Baby. I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Like I was a grunt. I am a grunt until I die.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, man. When I was in the grunt, multiple times. Yeah, I was.
Yes, you were.
Oh yeah, I tell the girls that, be like, hoorah, hoorah, be like, hey, bring it in, big dogs. Hoorah, man. Hey, dog, I kept it real with her, man. I said, hey, here's the deal. I ain't a grunt, but I can keep y'all morale high. So you see that mass sergeant? If you want to know anything, I told the CEO, I said, if you want to know anything about fields of fire, you know, and the machine guns and Mark 19 employ weapons and this and that, you better go talk to mass sergeant. I said,
I love, hey, Mark 19. That's a reach out and touch someone with that one.
Hey, bro, I was like, you better go talk to mass sergeant. I said, if we're in combat and y'all, we in, which we were, I'm like, y'all need some morale or whatever. At midnight, 1 a.m, I might jump in the hole with you, and we're just gonna talk about the latest Detroit Lions or the Red Wings score because y'all ain't got no connection. I'll hitchhike with a CLB moving. You're right. I'll get some MRE. I get some candy. I steal some stuff. I mean, I won't steal, but I'll get some stuff.
Tactically acquired. I
was like, but I definitely will keep your morale high, and I will serve you. I will serve the hell out of y'all, man. They was like, hoorah, hoorah. I said, but don't be
God, I wish I had you as a sergeant major, man.
Hey, man. They was like, I was like, hey, don't be coming to me. But let me tell you, we're in Afghanistan, and we get into we're multiple ticks, troops in contact. But this particular incident, a tank rolls out, tank convoy rolls out, man, gets right outside the patrol base, and boom, hits a triple stacker. And then the enemy follows up with machine gun fire. So they start calling for 81s. And so what I used to do is when that happened, Andrew, what I used to do, chaps, is I used to watch and take notes of what people were doing so I can write their awards. So I would sit there and break out my paper and be like, all right, so-and-so's on gun 1, so-and-so's on 2, blah, 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 blah. So that way I can put that V, get that combat action, whatever, man.
Yeah.
This particular day, broke out my thing. They was like, nah, first sergeant, come over here and drop something. I was like, hoorah. Man, I'm hanging on 2. I'm on 2, man.
You're dropping, wait, you're dropping rounds down range?
Yeah, 81s in that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm dropping 81s, but guess what I was missing?
I don't know. Oh. Yeah, like, hey, can you guys hold on 1 second? I got to put my ear pro before I start firing. Yeah, okay. Are you getting money? Did you put your 3M thing in?
Hey, man. Hey, chaps, it gets worse. They all had them in. So we get done dropping these 81s, and I'm like, whoa, I can't hear nothing. I'm talking about, they're like, hoorah, first sergeant. I'm like, man, I can't hear woo! And they were like, and they all start pointing. And I'm like, what the hell y'all pointing at? And they're like, where's your
ear pro?
So I got my ink pen. I had an ear pro, but I couldn't hear, dog. I could not hear for a while.
Yeah.
Because I was dropping 81s, man. You know the deal. That stuff loud as hell when you.
Actually, I mean, I've heard it. I've never dropped. I dropped a 60. I've not dropped any. I didn't have the pleasure of dropping 81s.
Oh, hey, I tell you what. You ever see that the Dave Chappelle with Prince?
Yeah.
Shoot the J. Shoot the J. Shoot it.
Hey, Mario, how did you keep your younger Marines?
That shit's funny.
How'd you get the young Marines head in the game when you're in combat? Like, I know it has to be hard for like an 18, 19-year-old to deal with combat. How did you keep them motivated or in the fight? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay, I can only speak for what I did. What I did was I was always circulating the battlefield, always. And when I would talk to them, like I wasn't the guy that was the sergeant major that would show up and I'm looking to see, what's wrong with you. Like, hey, is your boots clean and all this good stuff. I mean, I looked around, but it's for their safety. But I just talked to them, man. Like, hey, what's going on? How's home? I don't know, sergeant major, first sergeant. I haven't talked to home. What can I do for you? You want me to see if I can get back to Leatherneck? See if I can, get some information on what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
Because they were disconnected. Like we were out there. So I served them. So they knew I was like their big brother. Like I said, I don't want y'all to like me. This ain't likership. This ain't likership. This is I'm going to demonstrate, I'm going to give you my time. And I'm going to show you over time that I care about you by giving you my time. But when I show up, I want you to feel like I'm your dad, your dad or your big brother. Let's chat. And that's what I did. I treated them like humans, like men, like women. Because we had a FET team with us, female engagement team. And in one case, I'm going to tell you where it really came into play. We had a section of 81s. Somehow, Willie Pete, Willie Pete, white phosphorus rounds.
White phosphorus.
Got in the mix. And so one of our line companies, was out patrolling. This is in Afghanistan. And somehow they dropped a couple of Willie Pete's. In that section of 81, because of that mistake, they were devastated. And the CO, I was at the FOB, I was down by the command, combat operations center. And the CO said, first sergeant,
COC.
Yeah, COC. He's a first sergeant. He's like, I'm sergeant major select this whole deployment, man. But he's like, first sergeant, I need to go up there, and make sure they're good. I said, I got you, sir. And got in the convoy, went up there, and they was just devastated. And they thought I was gonna get out, we swept for mines and all that good stuff. And they thought I was gonna get out and what the and no, man, I got out and I was like, it happened. It's gone. We can't change it. So now what are we gonna do to prevent it the next time from not happening? Hey, no one got hurt. We can't change it. Hoorah. I used to tell them all the time, I love you. I love every single one of y'all. Things happen. Like none of us perfect, man. Like hell, I fell asleep on fire watch when I was the Lance Corporal. He had a gunny, jacked me. None of us is perfect. They
right.
Like, thank you, I appreciate it. And Gunny was like, the Gunny, man, he was just done. I was like, Gunny, here's the deal. You could do one of two things or multiple things. That's the number one. You can just, dig a hole and start crying and strip and just be depressed with your thumb in your mouth. Or you can look at all these junior folks that's looking at you like children and keep leading them through combat. Which one you want to do? I said, just let me know what you want to do, man. I said, we can relieve you. We throw you in the vehicle. He said, no, I'm good. I said, okay, let me come back up here and you walking around like you're sad, man. I said, I'm going to put a lollipop in your mouth and put you in the back of the vehicle and sing some freaking, Blues Clues to you while we lead your platoon. He's like, no, I don't need Blues Clues. Well, then get to work, dog. And don't drop them on Willie Pete. That really happened.
Jesus.
So, take care of them, man. And Richard, every promotion I got, I said, I gotta serve more. Like the only reason why I have a job is because of the junior folks.
Yeah.
You could fire me in the units, it's okay. But if we got rid of like all the E2s and E3s, I mean, you see that this military is having a retention problem.
Yeah.
It's the junior people. Yeah, and so that was my philosophy is you could, I believe that you can get rid of the sergeant major unit will be okay. You get rid of 50% of the unit, which is E3 and below, we are in trouble.
Right.
Yep.
We're in trouble. And then I would thank the junior Marines. I would thank them. I appreciate it. They look at me. Yes, Sergeant Major. Yes, Sergeant Major.
Yes, Sergeant Major. Thank you, Sergeant Major. We love you, Sergeant Major.
And they would look at me like the dudes. I'm like, you know why I thank you? I'm like, because if it weren't for you, I wouldn't even have a job. Why do you need a Sergeant Major if there's no junior Marines to mentor, manage, lead, coach? So I would thank him. I appreciate it. And I say, now don't screw up this weekend because I want to enjoy some beverage and my family.
God bless.
So you've been out for 4 years. How did you adjust to life after the military? Was it hard for you?
It wasn't hard. I just had to learn. It was for me, it was learning. For me, it was learning that just because I believe something doesn't mean it's a shared belief. So like my first job, I was the director of operations. I won't say the company, but I was the director of operations for this company in SoCal. And I believe that initiative meant going to see your people. Right?
Yeah.
But what I guess now do is do research to go, Mario, just because you believe that this is what initiative means does not mean that's the organization's culture. What ended up happening, some of my employees, man, they started like stressing out. They called the CEO. They were like, I'm not sleeping at night. I'm consuming alcohol because of Mario. I'm like,
you're causing PTSD, sir.
Dude, yes, I was so dumbfounded. I'm gonna use a Pentagon word. I was so flummoxed.
Flummoxed.
Oh, flummoxed. Oh my God, that's like an SAT word. I haven't heard that word in like 18 years.
I was so flummoxed.
What year were you in the Pentagon?
I was the company gunny, Richard. I was a company gunny for the whole national capital region from 2004 into 2000 in December of 2005.
Holy crap!
Were they still doing construction after 9/11? After the plane hit the Pentagon?
No, so when I was there, they had completed it.
Oh, okay. It's unbelievable how fast they can do that stuff.
Yeah, but no, I mean, you guys know the Navy Annex is gone, but I was a company gunny for all the Pentagon, Navy Annex, Crystal City, the Expeditionary Fighting Vehicle Program in Quantico. We had some folks in Reston. Yeah, remember that? We had Reston, and then we even had people that we were the command and control in Beverly Hills,
California.
Beverly Hills, California. In Beverly Hills, reservists that work at some place right next to UCLA that they like screen movies that people want to put Marine Corps stuff in.
Wow.
I will never forget my CO. He said, Gunny, I need you to fly out to Beverly Hills to do a request mass. I thought he was joking. But he was one of those COs that wasn't animated. So he's like this. I couldn't read him. He's like,
oh man, you're fucking cracking my shit up, Mario. Oh man, you're fucking funny as shit.
Chaps, he goes, I never forget it, Richard. He goes, Gunny, I need you to fly out to Beverly Hills tomorrow. Go to Reagan International, fly out, do this request match. The first sergeant is gone. It's going to be in Beverly Hills. And then the next day, go to El Segundo and come back.
Wow. I bet he's a hoot at parties.
Hey, man, I was like,
were you flummoxed?
I was like, I'm a prior drill instructor, so I said, all right, Mario, just keep. CO may be serious, and he was. So I was like, because I didn't want to bust out laughing and be like, that's so funny. Hey, he started reducing me in the conversation. What's so funny, Staff Sergeant? Sir, I'm a gunner. Sergeant Fields, you laughing at this. Dang, you just
keep your composure, Staff Sergeant.
I'm like, man, he's reducing me in the conversation. I didn't even go get a lawyer.
Hey, when you were at the Pentagon, what was the uniform of the day?
It's sweat. You know how it is. You know how it is in the Marine Corps. Man, Richard. Hey guys, how y'all doing? We're good. Hey, I'm back.
Hey, I heard a Lance Corporal underground rumor that the Commandant of the Marine Corps, he gets a phone call to remind him of what the uniform of the day is going to be. Is that true?
I don't know, But I will tell you, chaps, when I was there, we changed all the time. So it went from it went from where we were in service uniform. My first half of it, like the first 12 months, you were in service. Like there were no, if you saw someone in camis, it looked real strange. You know, it literally looked like Mario Fields driving a 7-ton. That's weird. Because by Marine Corps order, I'm not even tall enough to drive a 7-ton. So you got to be at least 5'4" last time I checked.
Whoa. Hold on 1 second. Go back. There's a height requirement to be a 7-ton or a Humvee driver?
Last time I checked, you had to be a certain height because you couldn't see over the dashboard.
What? I did. Okay, that's news to me. I didn't know that.
And you know, chaps, I'm just fine with it because there's a lot of times I rode in those things. I'm like, I am just okay because I'd had a couple of books.
Hey, First Sergeant Guzman, First Sergeant Jenks, they never sent me to Humvee school. None of them. First Sergeant Barnes, Jenks, or Guzman ever sent me to Humvee school.
There's a reason. there's a reason.
Those things have AC in them.
Yeah, the newer ones, yeah. But yeah, so it was switch. So again, we're in service uniform, like the first 12 months I was a company gunny, and then kind of at the end, you know, they were like, hey, going to camis, but it all switched. It was because Iraq at that time, you know, Iraq was real kinetic. And I helped stand up Bethesda. There was no wounded warriors. I still remember when I always remember as Brad first saw it. I still remember when I first saw Castle came in and you know, because I was a gunny and I was helping them stand up Bethesda. So my first experience of combat was actually the backside of combat.
Yeah.
I just remember, man, for like 18 months, Purple Heart, sanitize my hands, go in, triple amputee. Sanitize my hands, next room, soldier, single amputee. Like for 18, yeah. First home by gun, we had to keep going up there because all those casualties were coming in. And you know, we weren't ready. And there wasn't a wounded warrior or anything.
Right.
So we had a reservist, and you know, I would go up there, you know, and man, so that was my first combat experience, was watching what combat looks like on the backside before I went to combat. Yeah. So
you probably saw a lot of 3A guys come through your door.
Oh man, you know, man, and you know what else, Chaps and Richard, that really made me serve the junior Marines a lot more was for almost 18 months. It was Lance Corporal. When I say the rank, that's because I'm visualizing the rooms in Bethesda. Lance Corporal, PFC, Lance Corporal, Sergeant, Lance Corporal, PFC, Captain, Lieutenant, Lance Corporal. I mean, 90% of those rooms that from 2004 and 5 when I was there, and OIF was just kinetic as hell, and El Anbar province. Then they was all getting medevaced out of Germany and coming to Bethesda and Walter Reed, and we was receiving them, Arso and I. Man, Lance Corporal, PFCs, they got these young wives and, you know, and just families, and they just triple amputees, double amputees.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Do you remember if a Gunny Ball came through your way?
Yeah, but I remember Gunny Ball.
Yeah, he was my first company gunny, and he oh man, they named the damn NCO club after him, and now it doesn't even exist on Campbell's June anymore.
Yeah, the Ball Center.
The Ball Center, exactly. Yeah.
Hurricane Florence took it out.
Yeah, I saw I saw when I went back like last year or 2 years ago, it was all like overgrown with bush, and I'm like, what is going on? This is a sacred building.
Yeah,
I don't know why it's
Hurricane Florence, chaps.
Damn.
Flo did it, man.
Now Gunny Ball, now his primary MOS was God rest his soul. He was Mormon. That guy he was funny as shit. That guy. God, I miss him.
Yeah, 0341.
0341.
Yeah, Gunny Ball. So our uniforms changed, Richard. They changed, and the Pentagon is interesting. That's why I even told anyone who got assigned to the Pentagon, there's a book called Assignment Pentagon, and I would tell them I even told Colonel Odom, now General Odom, I said, sir, I believe you're going to be a general one day. He goes, no, Sergeant Major. I love him. He's like, no, Sergeant Major. He goes, I just want to be the best commander I could be. He goes, I'm on scholarship. I said, okay. So, but you're a good man. You're going to be a general one day. I said, if you get assigned to the Pentagon, read that book. And he got assigned to the Pentagon. He's at the Pentagon. He got assigned. He read the book. Assignment Pentagon. Read the book. It's different. Yeah.
I didn't know Marines could read. There's a lot of pictures.
Excuse me. Okay, seriously.
Oh, Richard, you didn't know we got Chat GPT. No.
Nate's got jokes GPT, right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Sergeant Major, the yeoman has got jokes right now.
Always.
Hey, you didn't know we have AI, man? Like right now, I'm not even talking. It's AI.
Yeah, he's probably having what's that thing that writes your mission statement?
Yeah, Chat GPT.
Yeah, Chat GPT.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, hey, Richard, right now, this is just your imagination because I'm not even. This is artificial intelligence. Like,
yeah, that shit is getting creepy, man.
By the way, you're gonna have to start paying for that now. I tried to get on that thing, and they want like $12.99 a month for me to say one thing, and then it writes a whole 26 pages for me.
Hey, here's my thing: they got to have a deep voice, man. Once they get a Chat GPT and AI with a deep voice, I think I might subscribe.
James Earl Jones, they gotta do Darth Vader, man.
But don't they say men listen to women more? So they always, like in fighter jets, they put women's voices because men listen to women.
I think in the Navy or Air Force, I think when they did that research, it was more sailors and airmen.
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds about right.
I had to get you back up. I'm a behind the scenes comedian, Richard.
Yeah, right on.
Hey,
dude. We gotta sign you up. We gotta sign you up to come to Zanies, man. You gotta do 25 minutes on stage at Zanies, man. I would be the first one to get a ticket for that.
I would
go to Zanies? Dude, they've had Chris Rock, they had Rob Schneider. Me and Fleek, we just saw Bobby Henline at Zanies down in Nashville. Wow. Which you gotta come to Nashville, man. You gotta come to Nashville.
I told you, like I said, hey, I'm back. Look, I'm back. I'm good, man.
Oh,
you can stay with us, or you can stay with Fleek. He's got plenty of room. I know I've got plenty of room.
The thing about Nicole and I, we're both super short, so we're cheap dates, and we don't need much real estate.
And we both cook. Fleek cooks. I cook.
You just have to bring you have to bring some cheese with you to get past the dog.
Oh, that's cool. I'll bring some cheese and some Knob Creek.
Yeah, there you go. I got plenty of Knob Creek. You don't got to bring that.
Oh,
yeah, man, you guys.
I have a bourbon bar. I have a bourbon bar downstairs.
Oh, Richard, you talking my language, man.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess Mario's staying with you, right, Fleek? Because I don't have any of that stuff in my house.
Well, I'm a Renaissance man.
You are a Renaissance man.
I have.
Which, by the way, that was a great movie. I love that movie.
I have an outdoor kitchen and a bourbon bar, so we can drink and eat all day long.
Well, you keep messing with me, Richard. One of the things that the next series of what is Mario going to do next is I'm going to start doing like little TikTok clips of this glass. 2.7 million. I'm gonna go live.
Yeah, just show up.
I'm gonna go live in your house. Hey, you guys see
I'm
this?
down.
Now, anyone has a regular refrigerator, but not Fleek.
Not Fleek.
His refrigerator is poly tested. It went through polygraph. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
8 trillion.
Mario, favorite food?
What's that?
Favorite food?
Believe it or not, chicken adobo.
All right,
adobo?
add it to the cookbook.
And my wife's half Filipino, man.
I don't think I've ever cooked chicken adobo.
I can do it, man. I've cooked chicken and adobos before.
All right, we'll make it basics. Let's go with a medium well steak.
Well, you're gonna be in the cookbook that Fleek is doing. He's doing a cookbook of all the guys that we interview, getting their favorite recipes and putting it in a book. And your story is going to be next to that chicken and dumpling.
Chicken adobo. Chicken adobo.
Oh yeah.
Look at you.
Hey, I have one more question before we start talking about your podcast. What's the biggest challenges facing military veterans today?
So a lot of folks don't know I'm a part-time employment facilitator for Department of Labor. So I teach TRS, transitioning readiness seminar. So matter of fact, I got workshops this week starting Wednesday. So there's a lot of challenges, but here's the deal, Richard. A challenge is defined by that person.
Yes.
So the transitioning process, and for veterans, it's an individual journey. I just did an episode on it, and it's a podcast episode on it. It's an individual journey, and what's a challenge for you may not be a challenge for me, and it may not be a challenge for chaps. So if someone asks me a question, I say, well, it depends on who the person is and what they define as a challenge. And then that is the challenge to that veteran.
Yep.
Yes. Excellent.
Yep.
Because we're all different. We all got different challenges. We all got different hills to overcome, be it 410 Alpha, be it machine gun hail, be it 29 CACs or whatever. No, you're totally right.
Yeah, because what's your challenge, Rich Fleet? What's your challenge? You may go, man, Mario, this is challenging for me, and I'm going, this is easy for me,
right? Yeah,
and I'm going, but guys, you got to hear this. I struggle with this. Chaps is going, you struggle with what, Mario?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. So, why don't you tell us about what you're doing now with your podcast and stuff?
We kind of touched on it just a little bit, but we're giving you the opportunity to talk about your podcast.
Well, it's similar to your discussion framework, you guys in Scuttlebutt. And by the way, if you're listening and watching and you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel on TSP, shame on you. I'm retired, so I can't.
You hear that, Sergeant Major? It would behoove you to listen to Sergeant Major right now.
Shame on you. You better hit that subscribe button. These guys are doing this for charity. Come on. Shame on you if you haven't hit the subscribe button, shared it with your friends and families, and download it. Get on Apple, get on Listen Notes, get on all that stuff and download. That way you generate funds so they can continue to send people to games, work with Detroit Lions and the Pistons and the Red Wing. Come on, man. Anyway, so, Unarmored Talk, the framework of Unarmored Talk is to have people, a guest, come on the show and make the choice to remove their armor to help other people in this current generation and future generations. I mean, in the preamble of our Constitution, man, the word posterity is in there. Posterity means people that ain't even born yet. Are we doing things to make it better for people who haven't even been born? And I believe that Unarmored Talk produces those episodes just like TSP, where we're telling stories, we're communicating information, we're capturing it in video and audio, and it will outlive us forever. That helps generations forever. And that's the beauty of Unarmored Talk in variety of episodes. It's not a veteran podcast, it's a human podcast, and it's doing so well. I won't take credit for that because I have Christian beliefs, and I believe that if God had removed his blessings on this little guy, it would have been real talk from the streets, and it would have failed on a 5th episode.
Right. Yeah, I believe that too.
Yeah.
That was very well put. Very, very well put, Mario. Very well
From my heart, man. You know, I had this question and he hates when I bring his name up, and I always look around, so I'm gonna do it. Jerry Washington. Jerry Washington. He'd be like, Mario, stop. I was driving on the I-5 going up to Mateo Gate. Jerry Washington, he calls me. He said, I'm gonna ask you a question. See if you can answer it. He said, what separates humans from all living beings? I said, man, I've never had that question posed to me, Jerry. I said, I don't know. He goes, human beings are the only living beings that can communicate information for learning across generations. He said, but it's a choice. And if they choose to develop develop content and structures and platforms that allow us to communicate information, capture it for generations to come, he goes, that separates us from other living beings. He goes, well, that's why when there's a freaking forest fire every single year in California, the same animals get burnt up because they can't go. Remember Uncle Jim? 5 years ago, when it didn't rain for 6 months, he got burnt. So we need to get out of here.
You know, that's pretty good. Actually, I was going to say opposable thumbs, but that sounded way better, Mario.
Love you guys in Michigan.
That brings up a great point, because the reason why I started this, when I first started joining groups like the VFW and the American Legion, and this goes back almost 3 decades, 20 years ago, somewhere around, I don't even remember how long I've been doing it, but it's been a long time. It's been decades. But I was at an American Legion post talking to an older gentleman, and he was talking about him and his guys came up on this gate, and they shot the locks off the gate, and they walked in, and the dude was talking about Auschwitz. He told me, broke it down, how they walked into Auschwitz and liberated these people. And I was just like, holy shit, man. Like, people need to hear these stories, man.
Yes.
How do I document these stories? So it's been in the back of my head for 20 years. Like, I literally was thinking about going to buy a tape recorder, set it down on the bar and say, okay, let's talk. And because I've heard millions of stories like this. I talked to a Marine that was in Vietnam, had a bullet that went in his cheek and out the other side. And somebody asked him, like, if you were with the Vietnamese right now that shot him, what would you do? What would you say to him? He said, I'd buy him a drink, because he was just doing his job.
Right.
And I'm like, these stories are amazing, man.
Yeah.
So when I met Andrew, I was like, hey, man, let's start a podcast and let's start documenting these people's stories, man, because there's too many stories. Once the veteran dies, that story is gone forever.
Gone. It's gone. It's in the ground.
Yep.
And I immediately said yes, because I thought it was a great idea. And look, and Fleek has we've gone from like meeting at his house to now we're on this platform where we don't even have to. I don't even have to go to Christiana, 11 miles away. I can do it from my car. I can do it from my home. I can do it from the damn gym, which is right behind me right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to stay away from looking at the analytics, because I don't want to be like, oh man, only so-and-so watched us. And then, like you said, within the first year, 75% of podcasts fail. I just want to do it because I love doing this. But when I do look at the analytics, we are in 24 countries right now.
Yeah,
Today
that
we're
was
in
kind of crazy when you
24
said
countries. It's insane. It's insane to me.
It's insane. And you know, Richard, one time someone said, Mario, what's your definition of success in the podcast industry? I said, if it just inspires one person.
Exactly.
If I did 75 episodes and I had one download and one view and one like and one comment, Mario's going to bed like a little retired sergeant major.
Hell yes.
In his mouth. Yes,
absolutely, 100%.
And you see folks in this industry get wrapped up. Oh, we have this. When I promote, like when we have an achievement, if you notice, when there's a milestone, I say it's our milestone.
Right.
All the guests, I like to thank the guest and everyone, and my wife, who's the video editor. This is our achievement.
Yeah.
Not, guys, I tell you, I'm so special. I'm so special. I'm going on the red carpet. Red carpet. Shoot the J. Shoot the J.
Shoot the J.
Yeah. So this Saturday, I went to a local restaurant here, Champy's, because Stale Cracker was there serving up his
Man,
crawfish.
you went to that?
Yes. And when I tell you that place was jam-packed just to watch this guy cook crawfish, I'm like, man, if this dude could do it off of social media, like, I feel like my word is way more important than this guy. And all these people are showing up just to watch him cook. Like, I'm going to start hitting the road, man, bringing the show out on the road.
And that's funny, Fleek. I'm
He's way
actually
more
in the
entertaining
parking
than
lot.
us, though.
I'm looking at Champy's right now, actually.
Oh, you are? Yeah. So that
I
place
am.
was
It's
jam-packed
right-
on Saturday. I was
It's
like,
like
holy
200
hell.
yards away.
You would have thought Jesus Christ himself was there and people were coming to see him. That's how many people were there.
Gosh.
Just to watch some hillbilly cook freaking boil water.
Hey, did you guys see he had the temperature on 6.7?
Yeah, we've been on here for an hour and a half. So, but before we sign off here, I just want to say, and this is serious, this morning in Nashville, some jackass shot up an elementary school, and 6 people here in Nashville, Tennessee lost their lives. And I just want to let the family and the surrounding community know that we're thinking about them. We're praying for them. And I have no idea what the answer is, but we have to stop killing our children. It's absolutely insane to me. And what the most insane thing is to me, our government, and Chaps hates when I talk about our government on the show, our government spends
Not really.
billions.
I'm getting used to it, man.
They spend billions and billions and billions of dollars to give to other countries. If we just took that money, we could put armed guards at every single elementary school in this country.
Yep. Yeah, it took them 14 minutes to take her down. That person that killed.
That proves to
3
me.
kids.
That proves to me that they don't care about gun control. They just want control. Drop your freaking rhetoric. Put armed guards at every single school in this country.
Amen. Amen to that.
You know, Richard, that's close to me. Still Serving Incorporated, the mission of my nonprofit. So you're speaking my language, because I said all the time, I'm like, you don't need to go outside the United States borders to help anyone.
Right.
We need help right here.
Yeah.
Do it right here in your backyard.
Yeah, you don't need to go far to go look what I'm doing in Syria and all. You just go up the street.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep. Amar, we love you, man.
You walk down any city street, and you can see that they need help. Why are we sending all these billions of dollars to other countries? Our own people need our help.
Yes, we do. Yeah. But you know what? There's what they say. It's not what can I do, but what can be done together. And I believe that you, Richard, and Chaps, we can't right together. Individually, we can't change the world, but together we can, and we're doing it. And we're going to do it one grid square at a time.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Oh, my gosh. He said grid square.
Did you get
Land Nav with Sergeant Major. That should be a podcast right there. Land Nav with Sergeant Major Fields.
Yeah, Land Nav with Sergeant Major Fields, where I'm at we would definitely start off in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and end up in Boise, Idaho.
Oh God!
Yeah, by the way, I see your on your bourbon glass you have there. I saw your EGA on it.
Yeah.
Hey, I got something even better.
Yeah, you do. Oh, damn, man.
Oh, look at that.
3-8.
Wow.
Yeah. You're gonna make Andrew cry.
I know you are gonna make me cry because, dude, you are. Yeah. Motivation.
All right. Do you have anything else you want to say to us? Any more insight before we let you go?
No, I just want to say thank you guys so much. This actually has been fun, and I know we've been trying to. Yeah, Chaps, and I really love you guys. Can't wait to see you guys in person. But thank you all so much. And again, I'll keep those folks and the lost ones and everyone impacted in my prayers. And also,
Yes,
if you don't mind, Rich, I also will keep in my prayers tonight those who lost. So 26, I want to say, folks who were killed in the tornadoes.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
in
All about that,
Mississippi,
yes.
yeah.
Mississippi
And that
area.
town that was devastated.
Devastated. So,
Mm.
but no, I enjoyed this. So thank you guys from the bottom of my heart so much. I truly appreciate it.
Yes, and
Thanks, Brian. Hey, remember
This
to subscribe to Unarmored Talk, please, for Mario's sake.
yes, and this episode will go live Thursday night. And by the way,
Yeah.
while we're chatting, I just sent you a friend request on Facebook, so I'm gonna start following your stuff.
No
Way to
worries.
go.
I got same here, my friend. You guys be
Yes.
safe.
Right on, man.
Hey,
Take care, buddy.
you'll be a life member by the year's end. I'll tell you that.
Oh, I'm excited. You guys you're my VFW, man.
Yes.
Yeah, we
All
got you.
I'm gonna hit the end recording. Stick around for a second so I make sure yours uploaded. All right. Peace out, everybody. God bless.